Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope all are fine. Have you learned the previous class portion, children? Have you learned? Say yes or no? Yes, learned. Very good. So, what are the portions covered in that last class? Do you remember? Very good. Archibacteria? Good. Cyanobacteria? Mycoplasma? Do you know about that structure of mycoplasma? One diagram. The last class I taught that one diagram, no? Do you remember that? Very good, children. That's very one of the important 3 mark question. Okay. So all should try it. Okay. That diagram part. Okay. Clear. The next one. Actinobacteria. Very good, children. Then started that fungal organism. Very good. The fungal organism introduction section and learn about that general characteristic features of fungi. Clear? Very good. Good, children. Okay, today's class we are going to learn the next topic, reproduction in fungal organism. Clear? Reproduction in fungal organism. The reproduction in fungal organism, so that is comes under 2 types, children. One is asexual method of reproduction and another one is sexual method of reproduction. Clear? For fungal organism, there is 2 types of the reproduction that takes place. One is asexual method of reproduction and another one is sexual method of reproduction. Clear? So first of all, we are going to learn about that is the asexual method of reproduction. What are the asexual method of reproduction means? So that is comes under in the certain types. First one, zoospore. Second one, conidium. Zoospore, conidia, odia or thallophytes or anthrophore. Okay. Then fourth one is Chlamydomonas and fission budding. Clear? Fission and budding. Understood? So these are the asexual method of reproduction in fungi. Asexual method of reproduction in fungi. What are the types or comes under, what are the methods or comes under in an asexual method of reproduction in fungi? So all of you please try, children. Zoospores, conidia, odia or thallophore or anthrophore, chlamydomonas. Very good. Then chlamydophore, fission and budding. Clear? So these are the some types of asexual method of reproduction. Understood? Yes. Let us learn one by one. First one, zoospore. Zoospore means, so they are flagellated structures that produce that zoosporangia. Clear? It's a flagellated like structures are they produce in that zoosporangia. So that is called a zoospore formation. Clear? Then what is the example of this species? Cyrids. Cyrids species is the examples for zoospores formation. Then next one, conidia. Conidia means the spores, conidiophore. That's a spores are they produced in a conidiophore. So that's the best one example. So see this diagram. Okay. The conidiophore that is forms the conidiophore that's formed in that conidiophores. Okay. So that is called conidia. This type of that's an asexual method of reproduction. There is comes under in 2 example. One is aspergillus and another one is penicillium. That's an important 2 fungal organisms. Understood, children? Yes. Next one is odia. What does mean by odia means? This is the odia type of the asexual reproduction. So this is the thallus is the hyphae-like structures. Okay, the hyphae-like structures. The hyphae is divided and developed into. Okay, so they are developing in that is spores. So that is we are called. That's name is known as odia, or thallophore or anthrophore. Understood, children? So this is the odia means, so that's a hyphae is developed, that's a hyphae. Then finally the hyphal cells are they divided and they produced very good the spores formation. Clear? So that spore is called, the name is known as odia. Understood, children? Yes. The next one is chlamydospore. Chlamydospores means the thick-walled resting spores is called chlamydospores. Okay, so this is the last one of this species. This one, the thick-walled resting spore is called, the name is known as chlamydospores. That's the example of the species is Fusarium. Clear? Yes. The next one is fission. Fission already you know that, sir. The vegetative cells are, they divide into two daughter cells. Clear, children? So that is the vegetative cells. So this is the type. So this is the vegetative type of the cells. They divide into two daughter cells. So that is we are called fission. Clear, children? Yes. What does mean by budding? Budding means, so that is the one of this outgrowth like structures they produced in that parent thallus or parent cell. So that one is separated from that. So this is the outgrowth like structures that is separated from the parent. Then finally it becomes that independent. Clear, children? So these two, fission and budding, these two or they comes under a Saccharomyces species. So they commonly we are telling that's yeast species. Understood, ma? So these are the certain methods of asexual reproduction in fungal organisms. Clear? Yes. Next one is, we are moving, that is the sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction methods in fungi. Okay. The next one is the sexual reproduction in fungal organisms. Sexual methods. What are the sexual methods of reproduction? First of all, the sexual reproductions methods of in fungal organism. It's a syllabus they are mentioning in that 5 types. First one is planogametic copulation, planogametic copulation, and the second one is gametangial contact, and third one is gametangial copulation. Fourth one is spermatization. That's one of the method. The last one is somatogamy. Understood, children? What are the methods of comes under sexual reproduction in fungal organism? Planogametic copulation, gametangial contact, gametangial copulation, spermatization, and stomatogamy. Let us learn that one by one. First one is planogametic copulation. Planogametic copulation means, so here the fusion of motile type of the spores are they joined. Clear? So that is we are called planogametic copulation. The fusion of, that is a motile gametes are called, the name is known as planogametic copulation. Understood, children? Yes. So in this method, that's a planogametic copulation. So that is comes under 3 subtypes. What are the 3 subtypes? Means first one is isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. The third one is oogamy. Understood, children? What are the 3 types, children? Isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. What does mean by isogamy? Isogamy means the fusion of these gametes. Clear? All of you listen carefully. Fusion of the gametes, morphologically and physiologically similar gametes. The fusing of similar gametes in that morphological characters and physiological. Physiological means, so that's a certain physiological characters. I mean that's a internally means, so that's a physiological related characters are fusing that one. Okay. Morphological means, so that's a external characters based. Understood, children? Yes. The next one is anisogamy. Anisogamy means, so here that's a fusing of gametes either morphologically or physiologically dissimilar gametes. Okay, the fusing of this dissimilar gametes either morphologically or physiologically. Understood, children? Then the next one, the last one is oogamy, means here fusion of gametes morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. First one is similar gametes, fusion of morphologically and physiologically similar gametes. Oogamy, the fusion of gamete is very good. Morphologically and physiologically dissimilar gametes. That's very, very important. Understood, children? Yes. The next one is gametential contact. Gametential contact means this is the diagram representation of gametential contact. So, in this method of sexual reproduction in fungal organism, the contact is established between this the antheridium, this is the antheridium cell and the oogonium. Am I correct? So that's the oogonium means, so that's a female sex organ that is representing in that very large size. That's the antheridium is the male sex organ, so that is a smaller in size. Clear, children? They contact between these two, oogonium and antheridium. That is known as, what is the type name? Gametential contact. Clear? The next one is gametential copulation. Gametential copulation. This is the representing diagram, children. Gametential contact means, so here this is the two gametantia. Clear? The fusion of the two gametantia, the fusion of gametantia to form that zygospores. Clear? The two gametantia, finally the fusing of these two gametantia, finally they forms that zygospores. Clear, children? So that is we are called gametential copulation. Gametential contact means, so that's they contact between that's oogonium and antheridium cells. Clear? So here gametential copulation means that's a fusion of gametantia to finally the forms that zygospores formation. Clear, children? Say yes or no, ma? This is the diagrammatic representation. The next one is spermatization. The spermatization, so here spermatization, M-E-T-I, spermatization. So this spermatization means, so in this method, their presence in a uninucleate condition, the single nucleus that is transferring in the receptive hyphal cell. Clear? That is a uninucleate conditions of the pycnidiophore, or that's the microconidium. So here they mentioning that is the nucleate condition. Microconidium or pycnidiophores. Okay, so this is the uninucleate, that's a single nucleus of this pycnidiophore, or that's a microconidium that is attached, that is transferred to the receptive hyphal cell. Clear? The receptive hyphal cell. So that is we are called spermatization. Understood, children? Then somatogamy means the fusion of two cells. That's a fusion of two somatic cells. Understood, children? So that is we are called, the name is known as somatogamy. The fusion of two somatic cells of the hyphae is known as somatogamy. Understood, ma? The gametential contact, so that's the example of the species is albugo. That's the example of the species is albugo. And then the gametential copulation, so there they representing the two example, mucor and rhizophus. Mucor and rhizophus species. Then spermatization, so there is comes under in two species. One is Puccinia and another one of the fungal organism is Neurospora. Puccinia and Neurospora. Sometimes they will ask that one word question, so that's why you want to prepare this is the examples also. Along with the type, prepare examples. Clear, children? Then last one, the somatogamy. What is the example of the species means? Agaricus species. That's one of the edible type of the fungal organism, Agaricus. Clear, children? So this is the reproduction in fungi. The first we learned that asexual method of reproduction in fungal organism. This is the sexual methods of reproduction in fungal organism. Are you clear, children? Say yes or no? If you have any doubt means, please call me. I will clarify your doubts. Okay, children? Yes, through phone you call me. I will attend your call. I will clarify that doubts. Understood? Yes, clear. The next one, we can move that classification of fungi. Okay, the next topic, classification of fungal organisms. Classification of fungi. Classification of fungal organisms. The classification of fungal organism. So mainly the classification is many of these mycologists, there's so many efforts they put and they classify that fungal organism based on that that's a reproductive structures, and then so that's a external structures based. Clear? So that based only they are classified as a fungal organism. Classification of fungi. Classification of fungi. Understood, ma? So what is that classification of fungi? So first one, the classification, the mycologists, they put more effort. They based on that reproductive structures and the vegetative characters based only they are classified this fungal organism. This fungal organism in the traditionally they are classified, that's classification is 4 classes. What are the 4 classes means? First one, Phycomycetes, and the second one is Ascomycetes, and the third one is Basidiomycetes, and the fourth one is Deuteromycetes. Sometimes they will ask that question, what are the classes of fungal organism? Finally, this comes under in 11 classes, children, but it's your class, they are BIO-BOTANY syllabus, they are only mentioning it, that's 5 classes names only. Okay, then first traditionally they are given that these 4 classes only. Okay, then after that these Phycomycetes class they are divided into 2, children. One is Oomycetes, and another one is Zygomycetes. Okay, Zygomycetes. Understood, children? Now, this we are learned that so Phycomycetes means so divided into 2 classes. One is Oomycetes and another one is Zygomycetes. These 2 fungal classification, Oomycetes and Zygomycetes, mainly they are placing it that is the very lowest form of the fungal organisms. Clear? This is originated in that is the algal species varieties. Clear, children? Yes. Then what is that? Who proposed that is the classification of a fungal organism? It's Constantine. So that's the one person, and another one is Charles W. Mims. So these are the 2 persons only. They proposed the classification of fungi in the year of 1989. In the year of 1979. Sorry, 1979. Clear? So that's one of this book name is Introductory Mycology. That's classification of fungi. They introducing that's one of this book name is known as Introductory Mycology. Understood, children? Yes. Finally, how many classes are coming, children? 11 classes. Okay. Anyway, this 11 classes of this classification of this fungal organism, that is categorized into 3 divisions. Okay, 3 divisions. What are the 3 divisions means? First one is Gymnomycota, Mastigomycotina, and Amastigomycota. Clear? Gymnomycota, Mastigomycota, Amastigomycota. This is one of the very important 2 mark questions. Sometimes they will ask the question, what are the divisions of fungi? Clear? So what are the divisions of fungi? Mainly 3 divisions. What are the 3 divisions? Gymnomycota, Mastigomycota, and Amastigomycota. Clear, children? Just names only remember in your mind. Clear? Yes, good. So these 3 divisions, main 3 divisions, they comes under in 11 classes. Understood, ma? 11 classes and 8 subdivisions are coming. Okay, if you are pure science children means you want to learn that's 11 classes name, but you are the BIO-BOTANY children, only you learn about that's these 5 classes only. Understood, ma? These 5 classes, what about the salient features? So these are the things only learn, that's the next one. Clear? Well, next let us learn about that's the certain salient features of some of these classes. Understood, ma? So what are the classes means? First one is Oomycetes, Zygomycetes, and that's Ascomycetes, and that Basidiomycetes, and that Deuteromycetes. Understood, children? Oomycetes, first class, second one is Zygomycetes, and the third one is Ascomycetes, and fourth one is Basidiomycetes, and the last one is Deuteromycetes. Let us learn this one by one detail, children. What is the salient features of Oomycetes class? This Oomycetes class means, so they comes under in a, that's a cenocytic mycelium. That's a cenocytic mycelium. Cenocytic mycelium means the last class you studied, that is cenocytic mycelium. What do you remember that's the concept of cenocytic mycelium? Very good. Without septae, good children. That's a multinucleated condition. So that is we are called that cenocytic mycelium. Okay, but cenocytic mycelium is present in the Oomycetes class. Understood? Then, so in this type of this class, so that's a Oomycetes class means, so there comes to place it under in that's the fungal cell wall is, there is presence in a glucon, okay, glucon and cellulose. So this substances presence means that type of the species are placed under this class. Which class? Oomycetes class. So here that's a zoospores. The zoospore, their presence in a one tinsel type and one that is the whiplash type of the flagellum is present. Just they imagine, so this is one of the zoospores means, so they produces in that is two type of this flagellum. One is tinsel type, one is tinsel type. So this is the tinsel type, tinsel type, tinsel. Okay, tinsel type. This is the whiplash type, whiplash type. Okay, whiplash type. So this is the two types of this flagellum is present in the zoospores. Clear, children? Then this is the sexual reproduction means, so this comes under in a oogamous type. Oogamous, what do you mean by oogamous type, children? Very good. Fusion of gametes, morphologically or physiologically dissimilar gametes. Clear? Yes, very good. So these are the certain characteristic features, certain salient features of Oomycetes class. That's one best example of this species, albuco species. Understood, children? Yes. The next one is Zygomycetes. The first one is over. Okay. The next one is Zygomycetes. First of all, the Zygomycetes class means the most of them, the species or they comes under a saprophytic mode. Okay. The saprophytic. Then so also the few species only they comes under in a parasitic. Clear? So most of the species are they comes under a saprophytic. Saprophytic means so that one is they living in that is the decaying matters of the plant and animals in the soil. There only they presence in this class of this members of the fungal organism. Clear, children? Yes. Next one is that's a parasitic means it's a live on another one organism that is known as parasitic mode. Clear? Yes. The next one. So in this Zygomycetes groups, they comes under in a two type of the fungal example of this organism. One is bread mold varieties and another one is coprophilic fungi. Clear? Bread mold means mucor and rhizophus. This is the structure of the rhizophus. This is the structure of rhizophus. Clear, children? This is the structure of rhizophus. This is the structure rhizophus and the mucor species. Mucor, this one. This one is the mucor species. Okay. Rhizophus and mucor. So this is comes under a bread mold fungal variety. This is the example is comes under in a which class? Which class? Zygomycetes class. Understood? Then next one is coprophilous fungi. Coprophilous fungi means so that fungi is growing on that dung. Okay, the dung region is growing that fungi, that is called coprophilous fungi. That's one best example is Phylopus. Phylopus is the one of the good examples for that one. Understood, children? Say yes or no? Yes. The next one, that's a cenocytic mycelium. So this members also the cenocytic mycelium, but that is cenocytic mycelium, that's a branched condition also present. Understood, children? Yes. Then asexual reproduction. In this type, the next salient features of this Zygomycetes class, that's a asexual reproduction means so they producing in a spores producing sporangiosaur presence. The spore producing, so this is the Rhizophus species. So here That's a spores are producing from this sporangium. Clear? So that's a spores are producing sporangia. That is the type of the asexual reproduction as takes place. Clear, children? The next one is sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction means which is the method as that takes place means, so that here that's a fusion of gametangia. Finally they forms that zygospore formation. Clear? The fusion of gametangia, they forms that finally zygospore. After this zygospore, they takes place in a meiotic cell division. They again that's reproduce, that is, they produces in a which is spore, which one spores are producing. Okay, what is mean by meiotic division? Reduction division. Very good, children. Reduction division. Clear? Say the next one we are going to see about that's a salient features of ascomycetes class. Okay, the next one is we are going to learn about that is the ascomycetes class. The third class name is ascomycetes. First of all, this ascomycetes class, it comes under in this, what are the examples of the species? What are the examples of this ascomycetes class means? Here, the examples of the fungi, they mainly comes under in the cup fungi, yeast. It's familiar one of this fungal organism, and yeast, then morels. So these are the certain edible fungal organisms, or they comes under in a ascomycetes class. Clear? Then what is the habitat of this one means? So this is mostly they comes under in a terrestrial forms. Okay, the terrestrial living organism, fungal organism is comes under to place it in this class of ascomycetes. Understood, children? Then some few species are they comes under in aquatic in nature. Aquatic means both freshwater and marine water living. Clear, children? So that is one of the salient features of this one. Then that's asexual reproduction means, so there takes place in a fission, budding, quincodium, and chlamydophore, except zoospore, remaining all the asexual type of reproduction as takes place. Understood, children? Yes. The next one, sexual reproduction means, the sexual reproduction means, so there that is the fusion of two compactable nuclei. Compactable means two matching of the nucleus is fusing. Okay, that is the steps for sexual reproduction in ascomycetes class. Understood, children? Say yes or no? Oh, first one, that's a asexual method means we learned that asexual methods, no, all these methods are coming except zoospores. Clear? Sexual methods means their reproduction. Very good. So that is the fusion of two compactable nuclei. Understood, children? Say yes or no, ma? Yes. Very good, children. So here, this ascomycetes class, one of the special hyphae cell is formed, children. One of the special hyphae cell is forming, children. That hyphae is called ascogenous hyphae. What is the name? Ascogenous hyphae. Understood? Then this ascogenous hyphae, when the tip of this ascogenous hyphae, what is the hyphae name? Ascogenous hyphae. Clear? This ascogenous hyphae, the tip of the cell recurved to forms that hook-like structures. Okay, the recurved forms that hook-like structures. Recurved forms that hook-like structures. Here, the nuclei of this penninucleate cell. Penninucleate cell means, so that is the last cell of the hyphal cell. The fusion of this nuclei to forms that diploid nucleus condition. Understood, children? That's the last penninucleate of this cell. So that's mean by last cell of the hyphae, that fusion of this nuclei to form that diploid nucleus. Understood? That's a diploid nucleus. The last is a diploid nucleus. Finally, what will happen means, this diploid nucleus undergoes that meiotic cell division, there forms that 4 haploid cells. Okay, the 4 haploid nuclei. Then future, so that's a further they are Again, they takes place in that mitotic cell division. First, meiotic cell division means reduction division. Okay. Then the next step, mitotic division, multiplication division. There they forms that 8 nuclei. For reduction division, the 2 diploid nucleus, that is, they produces in a meiotic division 4 haploid nuclei. After this 4 haploid nuclei, they forms that how many? 8 nuclei. Clear, children? Then finally this forms that they organized to developing in a 8 ascospores. The 8 ascospores is forming. This is one of the special salient features. It comes under in a ascomycetes class. Understood, children? Say yes or no? The next one is we are going to learn about what is that, what is mean by ascus. Okay, what is mean by ascus? The ascospores are, they form inside the bag-like structure is called. So just imagine, children, that yes. So here this is a, so this like structure is there now. So here they produces in a 8 nucleus. Am I correct? 8 nucleus is there. They finally they developing in a 8 ascospores. Am I correct? That 8 ascospores. So what does mean by ascus? What does mean by ascus? What does mean by ascus means the ascospores are formed inside the bag-like structure is called ascus. Clear, children? Say yes or no? Yes. The next one, what does mean by ascospores? What does mean by ascospores? The ascospores means, so there is inside the spore presence like structures, no? So that is we are called ascospore. Then finally, why ascomycetes class is called that sac fungi. Okay, this is another one name is known as sac fungi. Sac fungi. Okay, what is that meaning of? Why this ascomycetes class is called that is sac fungi? So here, the due to presence of this asci in this group, so that's why we are called, that name is known as, so this ascomycetes class is called, the name is known as sac fungi. Clear, children? So why the ascomycetes class is called that is sac fungi means due to presence of asci, so that's why we are called this ascomycetes class is called, the name is known as sac fungi. But which class is called that is sac fungi, children? Ascomycetes. Don't forget. Okay, children? Yes. The next one, what will happening in that is the second one means, what does mean by ascocarp? What does mean by ascocarp? The ascocarp means, so here some of this, see this diagram, the ascocarp means, so in this region there is inside that ascocarp is present. So this is finally we are called that is ascus. Then asci, that is surrounded by a sterile hyphae cell is present. Okay, this asci, so this like structures surrounded by a sterile hyphae cell is present. Okay, this is sterile hyphal cell, later they forming in that fruiting body. Clear, children? That fruiting body is called, the name is known as ascocarp. Clear? Understood, ma? Yes. Then what are the types of, what are the different types of the ascocarps are present means, so they are mentioning in that 4 type of the ascocarp. Okay, but what does mean by ascocarp, children? Very good. The asci is surrounded by a sterile hyphae, so that one is they forming in a fruit body. Okay, so that's fruiting body is called ascocarp. But what are the types of the, what are the names of the ascocarp presence in that ascomycetes class? So there comes under in a, first one is Pleistocesium, Perithecium and Apothecium, and another one more also Pseudothecium. Okay, what is that one? Pseudothecium. Very good, children. First one, so it's a Pleistocesium means, so that is a closed type of that fruit body. Clear? The next one is Perithecium means, so here just flask-like structures. See this diagram. Flask-like structures with ostiole is present, with opening is present. Okay, that's a small hole-like structure is present. The next one is, so that's the apothecium, That's a cup shape of this fruiting body is present. Okay, the cup shape. The last one is a pseudothecium. Understood, children? So these are the certain names of this. Very good. Ascocarp. Understood, children? Say yes or no? Yes, very good. Then next classes they comes under Basidiomycetes. The next classes they comes under Basidiomycetes. What is asking, children? What is asking? What is asking? Very good. Ascospores are present in a found inside the bag-like structure is called ascus. Okay, very good, children. Yes, the next one is Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes. Clear. This Basidiomycetes, so that one is they comes under in a, what are the examples of this species? Means the Basidiomycetes, that is examples of this buff ball and toadstools, bat's nest fungi, Rustus and Smiths. So these are the certain examples of the Basidiomycetes groups. Clear? Then, so here they comes under in a mycelium. That's a cenocytic mycelium. So there is presence in a very good. That's a cenocytic mycelium is present. That's a branch condition. So here they presence in a one of the special type of the septum is present, children. What is the special type of the septum is? That's a septum name is known as Doliposeptum. Okay, Doliposeptum. How like that's a representation is coming means, see, this is the diagram. Doliposeptum. Okay, Doliposeptum. Just the septum is the presence in a bracket like structures. Understood, ma'am? They're just like a bracket like structures. That is we are called Doliposeptum. That's one of the special septum is present in that Basidiomycetes class. Clear? This mycelium is they comes under three types: primary, secondary and tertiary conditions. Okay, monokaryotic, dikaryotic and trikaryotic. So that's the type of this septum is present in this one. Understood, children? Say yes or no. Then what is the habitat means? Mostly that's a terrestrial environment, and sometimes also the business they leads to that is saprophytic life, and also that's a comes under in a few species of parasitic life also. Understood? Then what is that? That's a dikaryotic condition. Dikaryotic means, so that's the first one is they forming in that plasmogamy. After that, that's before that one we learned that Ascomycetes class, plasmogamy, not immediately followed that's karyogamy. There only the presence in a dikaryotic condition. Dikaryotic condition is many generation they maintaining in that is dikaryotic condition. Okay. This dikaryotic condition, the clamp connection is formed to maintaining in that dikaryotic condition. The Basidiomycetes group, how that maintaining that dikaryotic condition means. So, see children, this is the one of the clamp connections. Okay, so this representation, this like one representation is there now. This like one representation, that is called clamp connection. This clamp connection is to maintaining in a dikaryotic condition. Understood, children? Say yes or no, ma? Yes, very good. The next one, asexual reproduction. So that is comes under in a conidia, odia or chlamydophore formation. Clear? Then sexual reproduction. So that is presence in that, but that is not involved that is sex organs. Okay, there is not involving in that sex organ. That there they comes under in two types of the sexual reproduction: spermatization and somatogamy. Okay. Then this type of this karyogamy, the plasmogamy. After that result, what will happen? The spermatization and somatogamy. That type of the sexual reproduction means result. So that's happening in that plasmogamy, protoplasmification. Am I correct? Then suppose the karyogamy takes place means. All of you listen. The karyogamy takes place means, so they form that basidium. Okay. Then what is mean by basidium? The basidium means, so there's a representing of this clump-like structures. Okay. The basidium means, so they forms that clump-like structures of this four basidiospores that's born on that is tergimata. that's born on that stregimata, they protrude that's 4 basidiospores. Okay, so their presence in a 4 basidiospore. So this is basidiospore. So this is the basidiocarp. This is basidiocarp. This is follower. So this is called a basidium. This is called a basidium. Outside their cells only this like structure is they projecting out. Understood, children? Say yes or no? Yes. So our karyogametes takes place means so the formation of this basidium. This is one of the important characters of this Basidiomycetes class. Okay, basidium. Understood? Why this Basidiomycetes called the name is known as club fungi? Okay, why the Basidiomycetes class is called the name is known as club fungi? Club fungi. Clear? Why this Basidiomycetes class is called club fungi means due to presence of this basidium. Okay, the basidium is present in this class, so that's why commonly we are called, that's popularly they are calling this fungal organism as fungi. This class is known as club fungi. Understood, children? So why this Basidiomycetes class is called club fungi? The presence of the basidiospores. Okay, the presence of this basidium they produces in a basidiospore, so that's why they popularly call the name is known as club fungi. Ascomycetes class is called that one name. What's the name? Do you remember that? Sac fungi. Why they are called sac fungi? Due to presence of asci. Clear? Then why this Basidiomycetes class is called that name is known as club fungi? Due to presence of ascospores. Due to presence of basidiospores. Clear, children? So these are the certain salient features of Basidiomycetes class. Understood, children? Then, so this is the fruiting body, the basidium, the forming in a sterile hyphae. So that's a fruiting bodies we are called, the name is known as basidiocarp. Clear? Yes. So the last one division also there, that's a deuteromycetes. Deuteromycetes means, so this fungi is, this class is called, the name is known as imperfect fungi. Why this known as they call that's imperfect fungi means, so there is no sexual reproduction that takes place in this type of this class. Clear? So in this type, I mean that's a deuteromycetes class, no sexual reproduction that takes place. So that's why that's a class is called, the name is known as imperfect fungi. Understood, children? So that's also they comes under, mostly they comes under in a saprophytic, and some of them they are comes under in a parasitic. Parasitic means mainly they comes under in a, they live that plants and animals. Okay, saprophytic means mostly they presence in this species of the fungal organism in the soil. Clear? So there also this asexual reproduction also takes place. Conidia, Odia, chlamydospore formation. These are the types of takes place. Then why? Sorry, what is pycnidium? 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 So what is pycnidium means? So here that's a asexual reproduction type. So there is formation of the conidium. Correct? No. This conidium. So here all of you see. This is the conidia. They produce in a specialized structure is called pycnidium. Clear? This conidia they are producing in a specialized structure is called, the name is known as, what is that name, children? Very good, pycnidium. Clear? So these are the salient features of Deuteromycetes class. Deuteromycetes class. Deuteromycetes class. Understood? Why? So what is the name of this Deuteromycetes? Or is called, the name is known as imperfect fungi. Imperfect fungi. Clear? Very good. So today I am going to give some question answers. So all must try to learn, children. First you should prepare what are the asexual method of fungal organism. The individual methods wise learn. Okay. What is the zoospores, what is conidia, what is odia. So that like you have to be prepared. Okay. Then sexual method of reproduction in fungi. Then finally you go through that classification of fungi. Classification of fungi, many one words are there, children. So all should try to go through it clearly. Clear? Yes. Thank you, students.